This week we talked about the Eucharist, but now I want to share with you about what it's done in my life. Last year I was going through a breakup, and I'll be real, your boy wasn't doing so hot. Like anyone, I was depressed, randomly crying and eating tons of sugar to numb the pain. Gym went crazy though, except I would randomly cry while I was there too. Kind of funny to think about, but I'm sure many of you can relate. But anyway, I was trying to move forward because honestly, that relationship broke me. Because apart from being heartbroken, I was humiliated. People from my ex's church treated me in ways that I hadn't experienced since I was a teenager. And I was crashing out hard. I was angry, sad, anxious, and just lost. I absolutely felt like Kratos when he was just like,
of pain, of suffering.
But then out of nowhere, I received an invitation to a Bible study from someone I hadn't spoken to in close to a year. And I accept and show up early, but unsure of what I was even looking for. One very lovely woman, who I'm blessed to call a sister, welcomed me to the church and even opened it up early for me so that I can sit in something called adoration. And I sit in the silence and even a little uncomfortable, if I'm being honest. I look at the Eucharist, this piece of bread that I honestly know nothing about, despite having gotten my first communion. Part of me wanted to reject it, but instead, in my heart, I just said, Lord, help me find peace. And he did. No words, no crazy visions, just the peace that I had not experienced since I first encountered God at 14. I was enamored by this presence, and what felt like 5 minutes turned out to be an hour in silence with God. And I wasn't just comforted, but I realized that the key to my healing would be Jesus in the most holy Eucharist. It wouldn't be until 2 months that I would receive the Eucharist, however, as I had to reconcile with my priest and make things right. And finally, in May 2024, a voice in my heart told me, it's time. The whole time that I'm waiting in line for communion, my heart is beating incredibly fast. But I keep hearing, do not be afraid, and take communion for the first time in 9 months. Initially, I felt nothing, but then I suddenly just began to cry. And I mean really cry. The presence I consumed was beginning to heal me from all the doubt, confusion, gossip, and slander that I had endured. And in my heart, the Lord whispered, welcome home, my son. Since then, I won't lie to you, there have been many other challenges, but it's all been worth it. The Eucharist is my anchor, and he's something that I will gladly suffer for. Because the Eucharist is our healing and our hope in this life and the next. And now I invite you to go to adoration, to Mass, and ask Jesus, Lord, I invite you into my life. You owe me nothing, but if you're willing, show me. Well, what's stopping you? He's waiting for you. Now go celebrate and join the Eucharistic procession. I know I will, and may God Almighty bless you always.